Super fast tortoise in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine was fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG 3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to insight. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Are you listening?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're all there.
Wow,
Yep. Full house. Whoopie-doo. It's a full house. Look at you guys going crazy. I'm so crazy.
I'm going to be the first one to welcome Backwoods Collector to the stream.
Yeah, welcome to the stream.
Woo-woo.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. I see you guys are all here in favor that we banned Hillbilly from the stream. Right? I'm kidding.
Be like that.
I'm kidding. Oh, man.
Without Hillbilly.
Today is Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what that means?
Hey.
It's hump day.
It's hump
day.
Yeah. You know,
Hump day and let you work weekends. Woohoo!
Could you just go to work in a couple hours? Young Sprite just got a new job at a fast food restaurant.
Work. What's that?
What's up?
I don't know what work is.
You don't know what work is. You don't know what work is. You worked for Coca-Cola for many years. I think you're doing fine.
Yes, many.
No. All right, but how you guys doing today? How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good today. So,
all right. And how are you doing today, Hillbilly?
I'm doing awesome. Got my second cup of coffee. I'm doing great.
Ooh. Dude, second cup of coffee. How are you doing, Moving Full?
I'm doing real good today.
Nice. And how are you doing, Backwoods Collector?
Pretty good. It's my second two on the coffee and 2 days of work left. So,
Sounds good. Hell yeah. Today's a good day. Sorry, my brain is doing two things at once right now. Like I'm talking to you, but right now I'm looking at a different screen, trying to do something fun. Today is a good time to revitalize yourself. It's the middle of the week, right? You know, the fastest day of the week. You hate the fastest day of the week because the next day, tomorrow, Thursday, feels like the slowest day of the week. Then you have to contend with Friday. Then you finally get the weekend.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but tomorrow is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the 4th of July.
tomorrow's holiday pay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Double time. Double time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Like why
All
I was in
right.
service. Double time.
Nice.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys have any plans for 4th of July?
Not really. Not me anyway.
Not me.
Yeah.
I'm going to celebrate by barbecuing a couple of ribeyes.
Well,
That's
that sounds
probably
nice.
probably what we'll do. Barbecue. The kids are older now, so they ain't as into the fireworks anymore.
Yeah.
I might buy something for the barbecue and grill outside tomorrow. Depends on the weather because it's supposed to rain tomorrow too, unfortunately.
It's supposed to rain on Friday.
We need rain here in
Woo.
California. We got 7 fires going, and we got one
Jeez.
not far from me. I mean, it's about a 2-hour drive from me. It's already burnt 3,000 acres and no containment.
That's horrible.
And
That's
then we
horrible.
have 6 more smaller ones up to 1,200 acres. So
All right.
yeah, we're
That's
burning
right.
up again. You know,
Well,
It
that
seems
means
like-
all you have to do is step outside with some marshmallows and you can make some snores. Some
Yeah.
snores, some s'mores.
I don't have any chocolate.
No, no.
No.
No, not no chocolate.
No chocolate. We need to Mel, could you do some chocolate, y'all? He needs some
Some
chocolate.
Hershey s'mores.
Yeah, that's right. He needs to make some s'mores. Some California s'mores. Because look, he's even being taxed for the air. All right, so let's
Wow.
go for the dude.
Yeah, they just added a couple of new taxes this month. So yeah,
Does that ever really end?
No.
Nope. Nope. Like one of the funniest things I see on social media in general is when people talk about taxes. Like, my boss gets taxed for the money that pays me. I get taxed for receiving the money. Then I get taxed for spending the money.
It's true though.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
right.
it's so funny.
that's ridiculous. You ask me. I mean, I hadn't paid so much taxes.
well,
Right.
in the old days in Nevada, you didn't pay any taxes because casinos picked up the tab. You know, now
right.
Mhm.
now Nevada is following California. You know, so
Right.
you know, I
So one thing I want to bring up is if you look at chat where Super put exclamation point backwoods, that will pop up this nifty little link. It says join the fun and excitement at my channel, and it says YouTube link. So you got your own YouTube chat command in command. So whenever you're in, you can spam your link.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to fix that over there on my channel too.
Oh, yeah. Well, that make you feel like you're part of the part of the crew. Whenever you can jump on. I know you can't jump on every day probably, but for the days you want to jump on, you can. When you're in
Well-
chat, just in chat, you can type it in. It'll work.
It might be close. I don't know, because like I said, this time frame works out great for me because you get done here at noon, and that's about when I take off for work.
Cool.
You will.
wow.
Yeah, take off for work.
Well, you're more
So,
than welcome
no.
to join anytime then.
Yeah.
You must be.
Anytime you want to jump.
You must be in Central Time Zone.
Yeah,
He is.
I'm way up in northern Minnesota.
Oh,
wow, Minnesota.
Will.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Well, it's exciting. Like the fact that it's exciting when we get people who are in the same time zone. Like 4 of 5 of us here are in the same
Yeah.
time zone right now.
Who's
You
out of
know, that means we can actually assimilate the idea of the time and what's going on and figure out what's going on.
Cookie Dude
Like
is
what-
the one that's in California, which isn't Central.
Oh yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah.
The rest of us are in Central Time.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay. So maybe I was muttering. But anyways, say hi to some people in chat really quick.
I'm the
We
oddball.
got Cosmic Seeds. Cosmic Seeds.
Cosmic Seed, hello. Guten Tag.
Yee.
Guten
What's up?
Tag.
All right.
Walter Griffith. Walter.
Good morning.
Right.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly.
This is hillbilly.
Hello, y'all.
Yep, you could be in the room beating up Hillbilly. No one would tell.
No,
That's right.
Real World. What's up? The Real Wiz MTG. Yeah.
Real world.
Sick setup backwoods. Cookie dude. How are you, Hillbilly? How are you, Mugen Dark? And always, Taurus. How is the host? Well, I'm doing fine. How's everybody else doing again?
doing pretty
I'm
good.
Doing good, Will Wiz.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I know today feels kind of weird because it's Wednesday, right? It's
Yep.
kind of a weird Wednesday. But
Yeah,
with
it
Weird
is.
Wednesdays, we get a
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
That's right. Get crazy with that sick beat. AI.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful day for sure. Like I don't have any plans for the 4th of July. We don't have any plans because the wife's still healing. So if anything, we're probably gonna make some burgers on the stovetop for 4th of July and some fries. We're gonna have some burger fries, right? And some
Ooh.
Coke Zero. Coke.
That's what we had last
Pretty
night.
good.
We had burgers. Mama made some
Hell yeah. Ooh.
1.5 pound burgers.
The burgers
Nice.
I like the most that you can get around here is sirloin burgers.
Yeah.
The waffles.
Those taste real good.
Yep.
Captain Waffles.
Captain Waffles.
Working while working. That's right. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
So in general, like it's gonna be a fun week, a good week. Like I said, I gotta mow the lawn today. Like I was supposed to weed eat yesterday, but it started raining bad yesterday here, so I didn't get to do it. So I'm just gonna mow and weed eat today. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, fun. Hot weather, hot mowing. We got a lot of spider webs in the grass. That means they got flooded out of their homes in the ground.
Oh
No.
no.
Yeah.
Spiders.
So I can't wait to demolish those with a lawnmower.
We got gopher issues around
But
here.
anyways. Oh no,
Yeah.
gophers!
Yeah.
I could use a gopher, someone to gopher and pick me up stuff. Like when I ask, "Okay, can you go do this? Go do that?"
Yeah. I
Supervisor
mowed
rules.
Yeah, I mowed the lawn the other day. You know, I have to mow
Mhm.
like 7 o'clock at night because it's too hot. I mean,
Right.
we have 13 days of over 100-degree weather.
Woo!
The strangest thing with that gopher was it left a piece of glass sticking out in one of those piles.
No, wow.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wow.
We got a high heat index here.
Yeah, it's good. It's high heat today too. It's like 76 degrees right now with the real feel of 86.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just the morning.
Yeah, just the
But
morning.
Hillbilly,
Oh yeah,
what's the first segment of the day?
that would have to be the
Card of the day.
I picked this card for card of the day
yeah.
because it comes from someone's favorite set, and this is a promo from that set.
nice.
There's someone in our group here who came in during a Innistrad set and loved Innistrad, and so I'm like, this is one of my favorite cards of all time in Magic, just because the power level used to be ridiculous with this card, but now it's average. But like the artwork on it is a promo. Like you can buy this promo. It's like 50-cent promo. But it's an awesome card called Devil's Play. It costs 1 red and X. And Devil's Play deals X damage to target creature or player. But it has flashback. Flashback says you can pay 3 red and X. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and then exile it. And a Devil's Hand will never idle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strong card here.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's way before my time in Magic, but
this card is strong and limited. It's still played in cubes as a fireball effect because you can get 2 chances to cast it and play it.
yeah.
Do
Nice.
10 damage to your opponent. Then do another 10 on the next turn. Then your opponent's dead unless you're playing command.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, have you guys played with this card before?
I have not.
I haven't had it in anything, but you know, if you got enough mana to put into it, it'd probably put somebody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the flashback like helps you with that. If like you don't have enough to finish them out the first time ago, the second time you could probably do it most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
this card is not-
if you're running red and green, they now have a card that that doubles your mana when you tap it. And they have to really set this card off.
Oh yeah. There's a new land that they came out with that adds a good amount of mana to your mana pool that can only be spent on spells with X in the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
X marks the cost.
Yep, X marks the cost because X is whatever number you want it to be if you can afford it.
Yep.
That's right.
And just like real life, your bills, it's whatever it wants to be as long as you can afford it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't
Darn
kidding.
it.
Hey,
Now time
Hey.
to woozy our way into some pictures of the day. Boop, boop, boop. When it's Wednesday and halfway to the weekend, you're feeling
Yeah.
that old giddy excitement.
That
Like,
was me during
oh,
school.
that's right. Wednesdays were fun because they felt like the shortest days.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then coffee, only 1 cup, please. I know we've shared this picture before, but it never gets old. It never gets old because I can imagine drinking a cup of coffee that big.
You.
Mm.
you can go swimming in that.
That's right.
Well, there
And
you
it's only
go.
Wednesday. There you go. That's the proper way to fill up a cup of coffee Wednesday. All 5 of those cups are for me.
It's only Wednesday.
It's only
Wow.
Wednesday. That's right. And being Wednesday,
I'll be
hump
right back, guys.
day. Whoop, whoop. And look at it. That's a good picture of Coogee dude when he was in his 20s.
Just about. Just about.
Dude. Not kidding. No, that's And there are camels in Australia too, which is something I didn't know until I learned that fact.
Yep.
And the
That's a
Australia
fact.
comes from Coogee dude and I have Australia in our blood.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
For those who didn't know, Coogee dude is my daddy-os.
Yes.
All
Your daddy.
right.
I think I picked that up like the last show, maybe the show before or something like that. I didn't know that until, like I said, like maybe like 2 shows ago.
Oh yeah. So the story behind that is he wasn't able to be in my life when I was growing up. But when I had grown up and got on my own and finally moved out of Utah and stuff, he was able to contact me because we found each other on Facebook, and ever since we've been trying to keep in touch with each other ever since.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's the short story. I'm not going into the long story. But with that,
Superfast made this for me.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
The logo.
Yeah. Superfast made that. Yeah, he's really good. He made a family crest for us.
He also made my logo.
I really like the logo, the hillbilly logo.
Yeah.
That's a mix of AI art and some touch up on his. That's really fun. AI art is fun. But you got to know how to manipulate your programs to make it a logo because, obviously with that picture that I used for his logo was not circle, it was square.
Yeah.
All right. But that brings us to...
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
Moves the strategies and the flair. Superfast Tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
Jeez. You don't know how pumped up that, AI music gets me going. Oh, yeah, we forgot something. Oh, the question of the day. The question of the day.
Presented by Discord. We have the question of the day.
Well, the question of the day is brought to us by AI Mark Zuckerberg. AI Mark Zuckerberg has come by and to ask us a question. Some of you might be able to answer this. Some of you might have a harder time. Who knows? But here, let's see what his question is.
So, you're working on a deck. What is something you consider first when building a commander deck?
Ooh. Commander deck build.
Yeah.
I have never built a commander deck from scratch.
No. It can get tough when you're working with limited items for sure. Like as you saw last night when I was pulling out cards for dog meat. Mm-hmm. But believe it or not, the first thing I look for when I consider building one of the things I consider when building a commander deck first is I look for the removal spells. Then I kind of lean on to the draw and ramp spells. because I want to see if I have the stuff for the deck. I want to know if I can play it and fix it and get it done and get the playability done and the playability done quicker. The setup phase.
I'll usually build from the top down, so I'm picking a commander and then building around the commander.
Oh yeah, and as you play more, because I know you're kind of new, Backwoods Commander. I know you're kind of new. As you play more and you start building different decks, you'll find some commanders that are super good to build around. Like you want the commander to be in play as much as you can when you build a deck. And some
It's like the
commanders are
purpose
good.
of the deck.
You're right, and some commanders are good as like not just the color identity, but they just help the deck out for what the deck's doing naturally.
Yeah, where you kind of built the deck to do a specific thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like and a lot of decks go like that. Like my Joda deck is my Joda Archmage Eternal. He makes everything cost 5 mana, Wooburg color, and the deck is built around him specifically because I want everything I have that's huge mana cost to cost 5 mana, so he's required to be in play for all the good cards. Where my Rafik the mini deck, the deck builds up, and he comes in as a winning condition as the build. Like you need Rafik to push that extra damage through. It's crazy.
I think I got into building commander decks from the commander down because I typically end up taking a character or something that I like and then just wanting to build, for that character or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm probably not at the point yet of like looking and saying, oh, I want the deck itself to do this and the commander can be almost anything.
Right. Because like it's really fun. Sometimes you'll get into a deck build, and as you like upgrade the deck, you kind of get a different motivation too. As you like have a deck that's built and you're upgrading it, sometimes something will change the path of the deck. Like for example, my Thraximunder zombie deck. Thraximunder costs like 7 mana. When he attacks, your opponents have to sacrifice a creature. Whenever a creature is sacrificed, you put a +1 counter on him, right? That was my zombie deck. Then I was building it. I was doing sacrifice tribal, where I played cards where everybody had to sacrifice a creature when they come into play, just to buff them up and control the board. But somehow it became a Liliana theme, so I'm kind of building a Liliana themed deck now.
Nice.
Out of it.
I've noticed too, and sometimes if you're going to build a certain type of deck, there's certain types of, creatures or the characters that almost end up having to be in, like, if you're doing a zombie thing, how is Gisa not in it?
Right. Well, the reason why Gisa's not in it is because the amount of cards that are in my deck that make people sacrifice creatures, and this is built around Thraximunder's ability. But the reason why it's built around Thraximunder's ability is not for his ability, but to control the board. So when he attacks, I don't have to worry about someone sacrificing a low-powered creature. Because
so you don't need Gisa as much as like I would want to throw Gisa in a zombies deck.
Oh no, my son has Gisa in his zombie deck, right? It's the same commander, different zombie deck, and he also loves Gisa and Droth, but he loves the pair, right? And he has almost every version of them in it right now. And like he loves the fact of discarding, making 2/2 zombie tokens and stuff. But like my zombie deck is so centric towards controlling the board of how many creatures are on the board, as much as possible, that to sacrifice things. And like so to the point where I opened up a box of Modern Horizons 3 and there's this 2 mana zombie that when it comes to play, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. I about pooped my pants when I read that because it's going to go in my zombie deck when I find a spot for it.
Yeah,
man, it's about salt level. Yeah, oh my lord! I swear, there's one particular dude in our community who always loves to message me on Facebook during the live show. Oh my lord!
Yeah, I don't got a Facebook card, so
it's not moving full. It's a BG, and if you know BG without saying his name, you'll understand it. I designed a logo for him. I designed an intro for him, and he has his own channel, and you can always find him on Twiddler's videos. That's who it is.
Is it Bottomless 3 Fan 99?
Oh man, it's crazy.
I'm just being silly here.
So, but anyways, interesting. Like the question of deck building is a good topic to roll into the main topic of the day because like even the monologue will express it. Let's get into the monologue here. Playing the game of Magic the Gathering is actually fun. Some people get into collecting the game before playing the game of Magic the Gathering. And this was written out before I knew Backwoods was coming in. All right. Because I know he got into Magic through collecting for the artwork, which is awesome. And the game is fun. People find their way into the formats and speak to them most. Like some people will come into modern, will find their way into modern. Some people find their way into legacy. You know, whatever flavor people enjoy playing the game with, they will go into that format. Some people start building decks for the fun. Others study ridiculously hard as they build the first deck. And there are those people who just start getting in the game and start playing the game. Now, but if I could promote anything, it would be that people are playing Magic the Gathering. So what are ways we can get people involved in Magic the Gathering or promote people playing Magic the Gathering more? And so I want to actually open this up with Backwoods really quick because we had a conversation earlier, and this is what kind of feeds it in, is he got into the game because he loved the art of Innistrad, right?
Crimson Ball was the set that brought me into the game. I was buying packs knowing nothing about the game other than the fact that I knew the art was really cool, and I was collecting cards and not knowing a single thing about the mana cost of the card or anything that was in the text of the card.
Right. It was all about that artwork. It fit that theme, that feel that you loved. Because, you know, like Magic's art fits like a reality-based kind of comic book feel. You know, so it's really in that moment where it captures you. Sometimes the artwork's really epic. And it's been pretty amazing how some of the artwork just looks even prettier in foil, you know? So what and you were telling me the other day that you started collecting, you started collecting, then one day you decided you should probably start playing the game to see how it is. Yep. What was like the key factor in that got you motivated to try playing Magic?
Probably having stacks of cards sitting around that I didn't know anything about.
Stacks.
Yeah. But then once I did it, you know, like I said, I used Arena a lot to learn. And I know I've made the comment before, Arena did me no favors in learning to keep track of triggers and things that have to happen in a paper game. But once I learned how to play the game, then it was like there was so much more to the collecting side too, because now I knew what the cards meant, and I knew why, you know. And I think it's really neat. I'm big into like not so much the MTG finance side of things, but I like watching the price of cards.
Yeah,
you know, and I thought it was really neat that cards actually had a solid worth. You know, this is what people are willing to put into a card, you know, if they were going to buy it or something.
Right.
Where I initially came from in cards was football cards, you know, and there was no real true. I mean, I'm going to pay much more for a Packer card than somebody that's a Vikings fan. You know, but then, like I said, it was cool to have an actual, in a sense, a price guide. But then once I truly learned how to play and knew what the cards did, it made collecting so much more fun too.
Yeah. Back in the day, Magic Gathering used to have a couple magazines like Scryfall and
The Duelist.
The what?
The Duelist.
The Duelist and another one. I can't see it on my shelf right now. But they had a couple magazines that actually had price guides in the magazines that you buy. And you would actually just filter through and adjust because, you know, prices will change from paper. But yeah, well, it's crazy.
And the funny thing is like when I was collecting before knowing the game, I would pull a card and I would know, because I would know Scryfall and I had different ways of looking up the price of a card.
Yeah.
I would know it's an expensive card, but I would have no idea why.
Right. Inquest was the name of the magazine. Yep.
And now I can it's fun because I can look at the spoilers that come out and I know what the cards mean now. So I'm like, that's probably going to be a spendy card on the financial side.
Oh yeah, the speculative part gets really good. It's like I hate it. I hate this fact, but usually when I like a new card in a set, it's going to be worth money, and I can't afford it.
I do chase a lot of cards that are strictly an art chase for me. Like an Innistrad particular art or something. It might be a 20-cent card, but it's a card I want real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Hillbilly, she likes those art cards that you get out of the packs.
Oh, the actual full art ones.
Yeah.
They come,
Right.
Sometimes they're signed, sometimes they're not.
Oh, some cards are just worth it just for the artwork. It's like back in Cons Attack here, there were some cards I just wanted to foil because they looked so pretty in foil. And they were just commons. But sometimes the foiling process just does it that much justice, which is kind of what makes the alternate frames kind of ridiculous in some ways. But the alternate frames, they look pretty. Sometimes they look fun, they look cool. But sometimes the artwork is done just right that when they foil the card, it just
it pops.
It just hits that sweet spot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But playing the game of Magic is so infuriating sometimes because it's when you're a new player, and I used to play people against like myself, I used to play people who are like myself back in the day, which I'm different now, where people like to pub stomp you if you're a new player. Or they want to play, they'll play fair, but they'll play by the rules. And if the rules is still pub stomping, they'll play it out because they want to see the power level of their deck, even though the new player is trying to figure things out. I've been that player.
I'm probably if I percentage myself, I'm probably still 60% collector and 40% player.
Right.
And the way I play is probably a little different than a lot of people because we just have a very specific work play group.
Right.
None of the guys that I play with, are that Friday Night Magic type of person. Are going to go and sit down with 4 people they don't know. And, so we have a play group and then we have what I guess you would call house rules. It's our play group rules.
Rule 0 is what we call it.
Well, yeah, exactly. And see, we essentially in our play group, we don't have a rule 0. We don't care if you bring something that is typically supposed to pub stomp us.
Wow.
You guys have a different mindset, which is cool. You guys have your own kind of special club. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's just 5 of us.
And it sounds like you guys are growing together. You all kind of started together.
So and we are because I essentially brought all the other 4 into the game.
Nice.
So we all are
kind of built your play group.
Yeah, we truly are. I always call myself I'm not old school Magic.
Right. Which is an interesting YouTube name. Not old school Magic. But anyways, well, even with Kuji, dude, my play style has changed a lot because I've lost some players in my life, not to death, but because I lost people who had lost enjoyment because I used to be that rough player. But I've learned to change my tactics when playing with new people like Kuji, dude, because I want them to experience their deck and I want them to experience the fun of their deck as much as possible. Even if they lose, I want them to feel like they had a fun game at the end of it.
Yeah, well, and I've learned, too, being in it, that's what Commander really is. It's supposed to be that social, format where you want everybody to kind of let their deck do what it's supposed to do, at least get off the table,
Right.
Yeah, I'm still learning my decks, so once I understand the cards, I got to read them. I understand what the verbiage says, but
right.
I don't really understand what the power of the card is all the time. You know,
Well,
like,
one
oh,
thing
this
I
is,
go ahead.
you know, one thing this is a great card. You know, it costs 7 mana and it does, 4/6, and then Super Pass would go, well, you want to consider that because he knows my decks because he gave them to me, so he knows what I have, and so he knows what powers I have. So he helps me a lot, and we get to play, a couple times a month. If we're lucky, once a week, but it depends on what's going on.
One thing I still have a hard time with, like all the evergreen abilities and stuff make perfect sense. I mean, once you learn lifelink, you know it and stuff. But all these other ones that like are set specific,
Yeah.
it's so hard to keep up on. Like, okay, what does this keyword do now?
Yeah. I agree with that.
One of the reasons why I hate specialty cards in the set, like different alt frames and stuff, is they'll put a keyword on it that's specific to that set. And since it's not the original card, they won't put the reminder text on it.
Yeah, see, if it's got reminder text, I can play the card and I know what it's supposed to do. But there are still some of those keywords that I'm like, I gotta look and see what this one meant again.
Yeah, that reminder text is important. I wish they would put it even on alternate frame cards and stuff like that. Because let's just use
Yeah, we might. He froze.
He looked like he might have froze up a little bit.
Yeah. Give me a
Wake up!
I just glitched out.
Wake up!
But when exploit is a new mechanic, you kind of need the reminder text to remember all it does. Then you go into the foil super cool version of the card that just says exploit, no reminder text, and so you have to like pull up your phone, look it up the text, be like, oh, am I doing this right?
Yep.
Wait. You see this? You see this comment here? People like Backwoods are creating their own play groups and putting the gathering back into the game.
I think the way I'm doing it with my play group and stuff, it's good and it's bad. I mean, yeah, did we essentially end up with 4 or 5 brand new players in the game and stuff? We did, but like I said, we're not those Friday Night Magic guys that are going to the LGS and stuff like that. I mean, granted, we still buy from the LGS and stuff, but you're not seeing us show up on that Friday Night Magic.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
it happens.
Everyone has their own way of playing Magic, Which could be another topic on its own, though.
Well, the point is, we want you to be playing Magic,
Yeah.
Be a collector, yes, but being a collector is like taking only half the joy of Magic.
And I think that's maybe what pushed me into learning to play the game too, is because, I don't know how many sets it was after I came in on Crimson Vow that I just collected, and collecting got a little boring.
Right.
So then like I said, the game actually rounded out the enjoyment.
Right, because the thing about collecting, because I've been in a position where I collected stuff one time, and it was like some janky baseball cards a long time ago, and they're not janky. I mean, I sold them off, but not playing with the cards, not having an emotional connection to the cards, not having nostalgic for the cards, just really didn't drive a force in me to keep wanting to do it. Where playing Magic the Gathering, there are cards I will save because I know they're good. Like when I break a deck apart back in the day when I played Standard, I'd save the good cards, put them in a binder because I had nostalgia for them for a while, or I'd at least keep one copy of them because they were amazing, before I got into Commander, which is an addictive drug, and started putting those cards in Commander decks, but playing the game builds up a different relationship with the game itself, which is a weird way to think about it. But yeah,
I think, and I don't know if it's a downside or not, but I think one of the things that happened to me because I was a collector and then started playing, I ended up having cards that I didn't want to throw in a deck because of like from the collector side of things and that perspective, I'm worried about the condition of the card and stuff. So that ended up throwing me into the whole proxy side of the debate and stuff too.
Right. Oh yeah, proxy is such a weird debate. Like no matter where you go, it's going to be a weird debate. Like, like people are like, I'm okay with proxying as long as you own the original card. Or like, I hate proxying because you're stealing from Magic. It's not the real card. You're cheating. It's like whatever. It's a tough debate to get onto because there's a lot of point of views on it.
In our little play group, our proxy rule is just that if you own the card, you can proxy it.
Right. That's kind of how it is at my house. If you own the card and it's expensive and you can't just buy them left and right, proxy the card.
We've got other proxy rules, but it's something that I can go into maybe on another one because I mean, like proxy, that whole debate is a whole show almost.
Right. Cane Shaker says it's great that you introduced your friends into the game you were enjoying and wanted to share those experiences with.
Well, and part of the reason I ended up getting some of those guys from work into it is because I knew I wasn't the real Friday night Magic type, of person and stuff. And it's like, I knew how to play the game, but I didn't have anybody to play with then. Mm-hmm. So I kind of was, that gave me an opportunity to play the game too,
Right, but now you can have your own poker night, so to say.
And that's exactly the way that's what it is for us.
The Infinity Banter. Well, the one thing I miss about having a solid play group like that is the fact that not only will you guys trade cards, but you guys always learn things together, and you guys end up having like a similar mind frame. So when someone else is out there and they see a new card or a card that you didn't know existed, and they think of you, and they're like, "Oh, I found this card I think you'll like." That kind of connection with the player base is kind of important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Or you get a hillbilly who just picks on you and pokes on you and makes fun of you for making. No, I'm kidding.
Dang blanket, don't tell my secrets.
No, tell my secrets.
Dang blanket.
Yeah.
No, it's good. No, it's good. But the fact that you got into playing the game is a huge step, right? Now I can understand collecting, and I can understand just staying in the collector side. You could have been like, "Hey, I like this card. I'm going to frame this card up," or you could start building your own museum of cards. You're like kind of like have your backdrop. And stuff,
I do it.
Like it's kind of like I have magic cards and stuff all over my backdrop too. That's harder to see, but like. And Hillbilly does too. You could have found different ways to display them, right? But the fact that you had the game in there, you had the game ready at your fingertips, and you're like, "Oh, I got an itch to try this." You're like, "I want to scratch this itch and let's play this." And sorry, I just read James' comment. You got this itch to try it, and you actually enjoyed it. Now, you might not ever be the competitive player. You might not be the super invested player, right? But the fact that you're playing the game for the enjoyment of it, and you got yourself a play group to play with, is existential. Amazing.
And like I said before, once I learned to play, the cards meant so much more.
Oh yeah, and learning the triggers.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, Arena did me no favors there.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about Arena. I mean, it's a good way to play Magic. Don't get me wrong. It's just when you try to compare Arena to paper, it's different because Arena does your own, takes care of your triggers and doesn't let you learn how to do the trigger. Other than that,
right,
it's good. I mean, it worked for me. But I think I might still have had a easier time if I would have had that person that was in person teaching me.
Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I have a deck that would piss you off when it comes to triggers. Because all it does is trigger. You play a land, you trigger, you draw a card, you do something. Like at a certain state, you're doing like 15 things off of playing a land and a creature.
I probably didn't give YouTube enough credit to in me learning to play though, because it was between Arena and then, I mean, I don't know how many hours of YouTube videos that people put out explaining things.
Yeah. Like with my original play group was my family. We kind of disbanded because we have different interests and different things. I had to teach everybody about remembering their triggers. You know, I had to teach everybody about remembering their board states. Teaching someone the difference between a static effect and a trigger gets pretty interesting when you're trying to explain why this works all the time and this doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and this is the reason why I disassembled my Doctor Who Commander deck, Tommy Wimey. I disassembled that deck because it had too many triggers.
Well,
I could not keep up with the triggers.
I'll be totally honest. I'm still in that point where I will purposely not build real complicated decks because I just don't want to have to think. I just don't want to have to like stay that on top of things.
Oh no, I feel you because like even today, I have a very complicated deck, but I don't play that as much because it gets too complicated. Like every time I build a deck, I try to build it the simplest way possible because, in my case, what if the wife wants to use my deck? What if my child wants to use the deck? What if someone else wants to borrow the deck? I don't want to confuse them too much.
Yep.
Right.
And there's still great power level in simple decks. There's still great power level in complicated decks, but like I try to think of other people as they play it.
Yep.
And also, if I ever make a YouTube video about it, what do I want to cover? A super complicated deck or an easier deck to talk about?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Tommy Wimey, that was too complicated because it had so many different kinds of triggers, hard to keep up with because it was going this way and that way, this way. I'm like, forget this.
Well, if you truly tore down that deck, there's a card in that deck that I want, I believe. It's called Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
I don't know if that's in the deck or not. I have to look at it. I have to look and see if I can find that card.
Yeah, I thought it was, but we'll check it out later when we can continue our earlier things.
Because that came from that one the unsets.
No, it wasn't an unset. It was in a timing. It was in a Doctor Who deck.
Oh, was it?
Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. It was a red-white creature, and I believe it was in your deck. But anyways, my friends,
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG 3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG 3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
it's been amazing, and like I said, it's been a wonderful show so far. We're talking about everything. I want to remind everybody that we are officially sponsored by Karn's Utopia, where you can get cool, interesting dice bags like this. But that's Karn's Utopia, where you can get that super cool dice bag. You can get a hillbilly dice bag too if you look and search for it. But with that, and I'm only shilling that out right now because I forgot to shill it earlier, which is fine because today just felt weird. All right, today just felt weird as a Wednesday, whatever. But it's been amazing. It's been fun. And it's about time we start worming our way into the shill section. So we're going to start shilling out with Hillbilly.
Alrighty. I am at 486 subs, trying to get to 500. So I can try to fire off a giveaway. And I know one prize is going to be a dice bag. So that's going to be one of the prizes. It's going to be a dice bag from Karn's Utopia. And also at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I should be doing another arena stream. And also, if you on Saturday, I'll fire off a Commander game. If you want to play Commander, all you gotta do is let me or Superfast Tortoise knows, because he can get hold of me also. Unless you're in my Discord, you can get hold of me there. And that's every Saturday at 2 o'clock. And let's get to that 500. So we get this giveaway going.
Yeah, 500. Let's get to that 500. Moving forward, anything you want to show?
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the motivation to record Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Maybe I'll do it later on. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just trying to get the motivation to do like several streams of it and record several parts of it at once. You know?
Right. Well, hey, just do it. Just do it when you feel like you can do it. If you
Yeah.
feel like you can do it, and you're not like, don't put the stress on you to do it. Just enjoy it. Just relax. Just do it when you feel like you can do it. Simple as that. Backwoods Collector.
Well,
you got a channel.
Yeah, first I want to thank you for having me on. This is pretty cool.
It's been awesome.
Tonight I'm gonna try to get my June recap of my top 10 cards that I pulled through the month of June done. I do that like at the end of every month or the beginning, and then maybe this weekend I'll end up out in the woods and do another Cracker Sack video, which is kind of a goofy video that I do a couple times, at least once a month, probably if the weather's nice. And then the only other thing I can really think of is I'm going to start doing more lives where instead of like doing a recorded video of cracking some packs, I'm just going to do it through a live stream and stuff like that. So,
right. And you should, what you should do, right? When you finally get that set you don't like the most, you should do target practice with a pack of cards from a set you hate.
Well, I usually try to do the Cracker Sack videos with sets that I'm not going to feel too bad about if the dice roll ends up making me shoot it.
Right. That'd be awesome. Oh, it's very flaring. It's a very fun flare. All right, we're going to roll over to Could You Dude.
Hey. Well, I don't have much to say, but I do got a song of the day. It's from an old album. I don't know if you heard of the Moody Blues.
Moody Blues.
Oh yeah.
So the song of the day is "Visions of Paradise." Everybody has their own vision of what their paradise is. So that's the song of the day, and that's it. I don't know what's going to happen the next month or so. I got a lot going on with my health. So might not be on the show a lot, but I'll get on when I can. So maybe in August, I won't be on very much, but I'll get on when I can. So I'm gonna pass it on to the master.
The master. We'll try to keep in touch with you the most about your well-being.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Today is Wednesday. I don't know if I have anything planned tonight other than mowing, but varying how I feel. And after dinner's done, I might play some games tonight, like some video games.
Nice.
But that depends on how the wife is feeling, how I'm feeling, because I got a lot of work to do this afternoon. But other than that, it's a wonderful day. It's a good day. We had the morning show, and tomorrow we'll have the morning show again. And again, will be more morning shows every day possible. But I would like you to consider commenting, and subscribing. But on top of that, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. You guys have been a pleasure. Absolute awesome to have you. You guys rock. Hey, Billy, could you do Backwoods Collector? Looking full. You guys make the show awesome. Everybody in chat, you rock, you roll. And Hillbilly says you got one more thing to say.
Yep, I'm going to try and go out and buy a box of cards today and do a live stream and crack a whole box on a live stream today. It'll be an extra stream today.
All right.
Oh, neat.
Extra. Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. And with that knowledge, we're just going to roll off into the bye-bye section. Bye-bye. Bye.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
Got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that complete the whole part of me and